Elon Musk owns the most powerful megaphone in human history, but right now, he is a slave to it. If you don't master the specific Stoic principle Elon is currently violating, your own digital habits will quietly dismantle your potential before you even realize the trap has sprung. We're told that Musk is a master of first principles thinking, a man who calculates every move with engineering precision. But when he hits post, he isn't a CEO. He's a victim of what Seneca called voluntary madness. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless. It's about control. The ability to distinguish between your internal character and the external chaos of public opinion. By the end of this, you'll understand the algorithm trap that is currently consuming Musk's legacy. And more importantly, you'll learn the 3 Stoic safeguards you must implement today to ensure your phone doesn't become your master. He's winning the space race, but he's losing the war for his own mind. Here is the Stoic reason Elon Musk literally cannot stop. Consider the paradox of the engineer versus the poster. At SpaceX, a single millimeter of error means an explosion. The margin between success and catastrophic failure is so razor thin that every variable is accounted for, every calculation triple-checked, every simulation run thousands of times before a single bolt is torqued. This is the domain of pure logic, of cause and effect, of reality as an unforgiving but predictable system. Now contrast that with the messy, impulsive nature of a shitpost at 3 a.m. No calculation, no review, no consequence modeling. Just raw impulse firing directly into the digital void. The same brain that can engineer reusable rockets is posting memes about pronouns while the world watches. This isn't a political critique. It's a biological and philosophical autopsy. How does the same nervous system produce both SpaceX and a Twitter addiction? The answer lies in a 2,000-year-old concept that Musk has either forgotten or never truly understood. Epictetus didn't have a smartphone, but he understood the mental leash. The core of Stoic philosophy rests on the dichotomy of control. Some things are up to us, some things are not. Your thoughts, your choices, your character. These live in the realm of control. Everything else, public opinion, what strangers say, how the market reacts, whether your tweet goes viral, exists outside your power. The Stoics called this faculty of choice prohairesis, your sovereign capacity to choose your response to any external event. It's the only thing that truly belongs to you. But Elon's prohairesis has been hijacked by the most sophisticated feedback loop ever designed, the X algorithm. For an engineer, the world is a series of problems to be solved via input and output. You identify a variable, manipulate it, measure the result. But the internet is a black hole of indifference. When Elon tries to solve public opinion, when he crafts a reply to shift sentiment, when he posts to correct the record, when he engages with critics to set them straight, he is attempting to control the uncontrollable. The Stoics identified this as the primary source of all human misery. You suffer not because things go wrong, but because you believe you can force them to go right. Now add the ego trap. Musk's success in the physical world has given him something the Stoics warned against, the illusion of omnipotence. When you've landed rockets on drone ships, when you've forced the entire automotive industry to pivot toward electric, when you've literally changed the trajectory of space exploration, a dangerous thought creeps in. I can bend reality to my will. This is the God complex that Stoicism was specifically designed to cure. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man on earth, emperor of Rome, commander of legions, arbiter of life and death. Yet he wrote to himself in Meditations just to stay humble, just to remind himself that he was mortal, fallible, and subject to the same laws of nature as everyone else. He built an inner citadel, a fortress of the mind that no external event could breach. Contrast Aurelius's inner citadel with Musk's global square. Every time he hits reply, he surrenders his mental sovereignty to a stranger who doesn't exist, not as a person, but as a collection of pixels and presumptions. The emperor knew his power was limited to his own mind. The billionaire has forgotten this. Here's where behavioral psychology and ancient philosophy converge into something lethal. The algorithm creates what the Stoics called a false impression, a fantasia. To a trained Stoic, a tweet is just noise and pixels, devoid of inherent meaning. But to a hijacked brain, it feels like a battle for survival. Each notification triggers a microdose of dopamine. Each reply sparks the anticipation of validation or the sting of attack. The body responds as if there's a threat in the room, as if reputation and survival are on the line. But they're not. Nobody in that comment section can touch you. They can't take your wealth, your companies, your talent. They can only take your attention. And through your attention, they take your peace. This is the tragedy of a man who can conquer Mars, but cannot conquer his own notification tray. He has built machines that defy gravity, but he cannot escape the pull of a red badge on a screen. What is Musk losing? Not money. He has more than he could spend in 10 lifetimes. Not influence. He commands the conversation daily. He's losing something far more valuable: deep work and clear judgment. The qualities that built his empire are being eroded by the constant context switching, the emotional reactivity, the compulsion to engage. Deep work requires sustained attention on a single complex problem. You cannot solve battery density challenges or orbital mechanics while mentally drafting replies to strangers. Clear judgment requires emotional distance from outcomes. You cannot assess risk accurately when your ego is bruised by a bad take ratio. The Stoics knew this. They practiced apatheia, not apathy in the modern sense, but freedom from destructive passion, freedom from the need to be right, to be liked, to be defended. Musk possessed this once. Watch his early interviews. There's a calm, almost eerie detachment. He would shrug off criticism because his focus was singular. That man is gone. He's been replaced by someone who needs the fight. But here's the trap you're in too. You're not posting about geopolitics or running car companies. But the Stoic failure is identical. Your tweets might be scrolls, but the mechanism is the same. You check your phone to relax, but you're actually outsourcing your mental state to an algorithm designed to keep you agitated. You think you're consuming content, but you're being consumed by the need to consume it. Every refresh is a small surrender of your prohairesis, a tiny concession that your internal state depends on external stimuli. The stakes are different, but the loss is the same. You are trading your sovereignty for the illusion of connection. So what's the way out? The Stoic reset isn't a detox or a digital minimalism challenge. It's a philosophical reorientation. First, implement the indifferent filter. Before you engage with any digital stimulus, ask, is this within my control? If the answer is no, treat it as you would the weather. Observe it, but don't fight it. Second, practice negative visualization. The Stoics would imagine losing everything they valued, not to be pessimistic, but to inoculate themselves against attachment. Imagine your account deleted, your followers gone, your posts lost. If that thought creates panic, you've given too much power to things outside yourself. Third, reclaim amor fati, the love of fate. This isn't passive acceptance. It's ruthless focus on your own character. You cannot control what people say about you, but you can control who you become in response. Musk could wake up tomorrow, delete the app, and return to the work that made him legendary. He won't, because the addiction is stronger than the wisdom. But you can. The richest man in the world is currently the poorest in apatheia. He has everything except the one thing the Stoics prized above all, a mind at peace with itself. You're watching a man with infinite resources lose the only game that matters, the game of self-mastery. Elon Musk is out of time. Are you?